One of the biggest questions veterans ask is what VA conditions qualify automatically? And let me tell you right now, some conditions are easier to win, some are presumptive, and some require less evidence, but nothing is truly automatic. Today I'm going to break down the conditions that get approved the fastest, the ones the VA presumes are connected to your service, and the ones veterans consistently win without having to fight too hard. Let's make this simple so you know exactly where your condition stands. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Military Insider Show. Okay, this episode is very important because I hear a lot of veterans out there saying, oh, the VA approved this conditions automatically. I didn't have to bring any type of evidence, but today we are going to break it all down. What automatic really means. A lot of vets think there's a list of conditions that VA just rubber stamped them, right? But it doesn't work that way. But what does exist are presumptive conditions, high approval conditions, commonly connected conditions, and secondary conditions with strong medical links. So when people say automatically, they usually mean it's easy to win. The VA usually approve it. There's presumptions of service connection. So let's start with the strongest category, presumptives. So presumptives are the closest thing to automatic that the VA has, okay? So if you meet the service criteria, VA presumes the condition is related. So pretty much the Agent Orange presumptive conditions. So if you serve in Vietnam, Thailand, Korean, certain Navy blue water seas, or blue water areas, you qualify automatically for conditions like diabetes type 2, prostate cancer, Parkinson, heart disease, respiratory cancers, Hodgkin disease, chloracne, and you don't have to prove any type of exposure because your locations already prove it. The next one will be the Gulf War, like the Desert Storm War in South Asia presumptive. This is huge for Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, Somalia, Afghanistan. Some overlap, but the conditions that include in those locations are chronic fatigue, IBS, migraines, joint pain, muscle pain, respiratory issues. Even undiagnosed illnesses can get approved automatically if symptoms last for at least 6 months. So that's very important as well. Another one is the burn pit, toxic exposure. That's the PACT Act, okay? You remember the PACT Act? So the PACT Act added dozens of nearly automatic conditions. If you serve in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Kuwait, or dozens of other countries, presumptive conditions include chronic bronchitis, chronic rhinitis, sinusitis, asthma, chronic lung disease, certain cancers. VA presumes exposure. So you don't need to prove, you just prove the service in that specific region and you should be good to go. Another one presumptive will be the POW, the prisoner of war, right? So these are extremely high approval rates like PTSD, anxiety, depression, frostbite issues, malnutrition, heart disease. These go through fast, like in a heartbeat. So another one would be the high approval VA claims. But these are not presumptive, but the VA seems to them to so often that the approval rate is so high. One of them is the tinnitus. The number one approved VA claim, 10% rating. Almost every MOS involves noise, right? Hearing loss, not automatic, but extremely common. Aircraft, artillery, combat arms, mechanic, most of these get approved quickly as well. Back and knee conditions. Rocking, PT, deployments, heavy gear. Pretty much every single military branch do all 4 of them. They all rock, they all do PT, deployments, and heavy gear. You carry heavy gear. So the VA sees thousands of these, like lumbar strain, sciatica, knee instability, meniscus issue, degenerative disc disease, lower back issues, lumbar. All that is in your service record even once. You are in great shape. So make sure those conditions or treatments are listed in your service records. Another big one is migraines, especially when linked to TBI, PTSD, neck injuries, or chronic pain. Stress in service. Everybody get stress in service, right? So the VA grants these often, and ratings can go high fast, okay? Another one, and this one is big one as well. The mental health conditions. We talk about PTSD, anxiety, depression, adjustment disorder. If you have any stressor, diagnosis, or ongoing symptoms, the VA approved this at a very, very high rate. All right. Now, this is the secondary condition, like they call it the hidden easy wins. So the VA only needs one thing to approve a secondary condition, a link to an already service-connected condition. These are some of the easiest wins veterans miss, like sleep apnea, secondary to PTSD or pain. Huge approval rate with a nexus. So remember, the nexus is the letter that you need to provide to your VA, okay? The GERD, secondary to anxiety or meds, very common. Radiculopathy, secondary to back injury, boosts your rating a lot. So radiculopathy, if you have back issues, you probably have leg issues as well. So this one is a big one for specifically back injuries. Another one is hypertension, secondary to PTSD or sleep apnea, often overlooked. Migraines, secondary to neck or back pain. If you have pinched nerves, that can cause migraines. That could be a secondary conditions related and connected to your back claim. Secondary claims are the fastest path to raising your overall rating. So you need to make sure you understand that piece right there. Don't focus on only your main conditions. Put an eye on their secondary claim as well. Conditions with a very high approval rates, not presumptive, but veteran with wean this often. Plantar fasciitis, flat feet, shoulder injuries, wrist injuries, scars, tinnitus, allergic rhinitis, asthma, TBI. If that happened once in service and continues today, the VA usually connects it. So make sure you have those listed as well. What does not qualify automatically? Sleep apnea, not automatically, because you need a sleep study and a connection. PTSD, same thing. You need a stressor and a diagnosis. Hearing loss must meet VA thresholds. Anxiety or depressions still needs to have a service link or a connection. Neck, back pain issues, easy if documented even once. So you need to make sure that all your conditions are listed on your service records, okay? So here's the truth. Presumptive are the closest thing to automatically, but there's nothing automatic in the VA, okay? Those are presumptives. Many conditions have high approval rates. Secondary conditions are the easiest path to getting rated. The PACT Act expanded the automatic list massively. So if you know which category your condition fits into, you can file smarter, avoid mistake, and prevent unnecessary denial. If you want the next video to be the easiest secondary claim that raises your rating fast, just tell me, let me know in the comments, and we'll get it done. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that like, you hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. And we'll see you on the next one. Stay safe.